All righty. Welcome, everybody. We are happy to see you guys here tonight. I'm Kevin Blake Weldon. I'm excited to be here with Mr. Brad Barnell and his beautiful bride, Deanna. We're going to be talking about a brand new project tonight. And I'm not going to steal any thunder from Brad Barnell. I've known Brad for quite a few years now, and we are really excited to finally do what he's capable of doing and what he should have done a long time ago. But it's here now. Infinite Agape. I'm going to throw it over to the founders. Brad and Deanna Varnell. Welcome to the first Zoom, everybody.
Hey, thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you all for being here. Excited to share a little bit about this incredible project with everybody that is joining in. We'll give everybody another minute or two. But yeah, guys, most of you probably know me from my Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And now you're getting ready to know me, and my wife is going to be a huge part of this project. So you're going to get to know us as the co-founders of the Infinite Agape token. And we're just super excited to have you all here. Towards the end of this, we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. You're going to be welcome to, ask some questions. And hopefully we can give you guys, a little bit of an overview. Real fast, this is not financial advice. We're not here to talk you guys into investing in anything. We just want to share with you our passion, why we believe that this project is going to be a valuable project. One of our taglines is a good friend of mine, David Meltzer, says, let's help people make a lot of money, have a lot of fun, and help a lot of people. And that's really the mission of this project. Yeah, money is a part of it, but we're also here to have a good time and to really help a lot of people through the charitable aspect. So for those of you that aren't familiar, Infinite Agape is infinite love. Agape is a word in the Bible that signifies love. And so this project is called Infinite Agape, Infinite Love. And I'm not quite sure, Will, it looks like I'm just a little square in the corner, but maybe everybody else is seeing me in full screen. But if you can make sure that there we go. Yes, there we go. So the project is based on a couple of different premises. One of which is, as a YouTuber, you guys, a lot of you know me from my Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. As a YouTuber, I know how hard
How
it
many
can be.
subscribers do you have?
About 290,000 in the moment. Can you guys do me a favor? Let's everybody mute their mics. We'll do some Q&A at the end of this, but for right now, let's just have everybody mute their mics, please. And so as a YouTuber, I know how hard it can be for a lot of these projects to get good eyeballs on them, to get good investors, and it can be incredibly expensive. I know how much these influencers charge, including, myself, when these projects want to get featured on our channels. And so I was looking for a way to add value to some of these incredible projects without it, totally crushing their pocketbooks. And this idea kind of came to me through another project that I was introduced to. And we've taken a few of the aspects of what we really liked about that project, added a few things, a few slants and a few twists and turns to it, and made it our own. But one of the biggest utilities of this project is every owner of the token is going to have a little bit of a say in what is going on with this project. In other words, if you own $777 worth of this token, you're going to actually be able to nominate projects that live on the Binance Smart Chain. And then every 2 weeks, the whole community, everybody that owns $77 worth of the Infinite Agape token, is going to get to go vote on those projects that were nominated. And the winning project is going to be rewarded with a great big buy on the chart from our rewards pool. So there's a 1% tax on every buy, sell, and transfer of the token that goes into a rewards pool. And that's going to build up for 2 weeks. And then it's going to get distributed out. We're going to go buy whatever that total number is. We're going to go buy the winning token right on their chart, help them boost their charts. They're going to get all of the eyeballs from this project on them. And then the people that voted for that winning token are going to get an airdrop of those tokens. So to break it down in more of a nutshell, let's just say that that prize pool, that 1% added up to $4,000 over the course of 2 weeks. And let's say that there was 10 people in our ecosystem that nominated a project. And now let's say that there's 50 people that have enough tokens to vote on those projects. And when the votes are all tallied up, the winning project got 10 votes for easy math. At that point, we're going to take the person that nominated that token and we're going to send them $500 for nominating the winning token. And then the 10 people that were the voters for that winning token are going to get an airdrop of that token of about $400. We would go buy $4,000 worth of those tokens, and then we're going to airdrop those out. 4,000 divided by 10 people that voted would get $400 each worth of those tokens. And then we start over a brand new 2-week period of time where people can go and nominate new projects. The end of that 14 days, you can go vote on those projects. And we believe that we're going to really create a lot of goodwill with some incredible projects, because after the fact, I'm going to be able to reach out to them as co-founder and CEO of the Infinite Agape token, but also as Brad Varnell, the founder and owner of the Real Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And then we're going to invite these projects to come onto my channel. We're going to give them a free 1-hour live stream, AMA, introduce them to my YouTube community. And I think that once they see that not only did they get nominated by somebody in the Infinite Agape community, but then they won the popular vote by a bunch of community members in Infinite Agape, and then they got the free publicity on my YouTube channel, that it's going to create a lot of goodwill, and a lot of these projects are going to tell their communities about us and what we're doing, because a lot of them will probably figure out that if their community comes into our community, starts buying our tokens, that they can then potentially nominate their project and maybe it can win again down the road. We also have the ability, folks, to now reach out to those 9 projects that were nominated but didn't win, and give them a little background on what we're doing and why we're doing it, and let them know that they can get nominated and that they can win the next voting period. And if that happens, then they would get to come on and be introduced to the YouTube community. So we feel like it's going to be some synergy. For those of you that are familiar with Twitter, we've got a gentleman named Billy Goat Tales that has a pretty big Twitter space. Just absolutely loves what we're doing. We're actually going to be featured on his Twitter space next Tuesday. The Infinite Agape token, myself, and some of the team members are going to be on his Twitter space next week because he loved what we're up to. And so I feel like one of the home court advantages that we have, folks, is that a lot of these projects that are launching don't have any utility. They don't have any reason to exist. Now, I'll be the first one to admit that we're not changing the way that rockets are getting launched into space. We're not curing cancer, but we do have a reason to exist. Not only are we helping these projects to grow and get more eyeballs on them, but we're also doing a lot for the charity side of things. But I think that my outreach as a YouTuber and influencer gives us an advantage over a lot of projects that launch because they don't have any marketing arm. They don't have the ability to get in front of people unless they're paying significant sums of money to do so. Where I've been on around the blockchain, I know that old Ben BitBoy Crypto is no longer really an icon in crypto, but back in the day, he was he was super big influencer. He had over a million subscribers. I was on around the blockchain multiple times. And so I'm good friends with Discover Crypto, which split off after they kicked him out. And I've just got a lot of friends in the cryptocurrency space that I think are going to be excited to promote this project and really help us to build some massive momentum in the beginning. Kevin, let me ask you a quick question before I talk too much. Is there anything that I missed, or what would you add to what I've had to say so far?
For the most part, Brad, we're all looking for something to be a part of. And that's what I love about when you find the right project with a great community. And we really want to build a great community here with Infinite Agape again, because it's all about love. It's all about doing great things in this world and doing great things for other people. And the concept that we have here, that you have here, you and Deanna have here with Infinite Agape, just makes sense to me. And to have a great community, which we have here, and it's only going to grow, we also want to provide opportunities for, like you said, for people to make some money. At the end of the day, that it's important. We all know that it's very important. So instead of over the years watching all these other projects, you have the ability, you have the knowledge, you've got the experience, you've got the connections to launch your own project. To finally be able to do that, Brad, this is something I've been excited about. I've been waiting for this for a while now. I was wondering when it was gonna happen. When were you finally gonna step out and do it? And I'm glad that you've got Deanna right there by your side to spur this along. This is gonna be a wonderful project. I'm excited that we know about it now, and I'm ready to ape in, man. Just tell me when I can get me some.
Awesome, man. I definitely appreciate that, Kevin. And I'm glad that you brought up the community because the community is everything. Without you guys, we are absolutely nothing. And so we appreciate each and every one of you that are jumping in and getting excited to get behind this project. I do want to mention that we also have the charitable aspect of this. I know that a lot of people are here to make money, but there's also a lot of people that care about helping other people. And so this idea came from my wife. In fact, the whole agape token theme is because of my incredible wife, Deanna. She knew that I wanted to create this token. She knew that I was working on the utility side, that I just explained to you guys. But she came to me a couple of days later and said, "Hey, I was thinking about this, and what do you think about the agape token?" And kind of explained to me. I already knew that agape was another word for love, but kind of just gave me her vision. And then she said, "And why don't we do a 1%? We're doing 1% rewards pool for the projects. Why don't we do a 1% rewards pool for charities
Yeah.
and give people a dual voting mechanism? So not only are you able to vote for or nominate a project every 2 weeks, but if you own the required amount of tokens, you also get to nominate a charity of your choice. And then the same thing, folks, with those of you that own enough to be able to vote, you're going to get an opportunity to vote on the projects and an opportunity to vote on the charity that you would like to see the prize pool rewarded to. And so the way that is going to work is, let's say that prize pool is $4,000 again. We're going to get in touch with the winning charity and let them know why they won and ask them where they want the check sent to. And we're going to send them $3,200. We're going to send them 80% of that rewards pool. And then we did want to give the nominator and the voters a little bit, even though it's not as much as on the project side because this is the charity side. But now we're going to give the person that nominated the winning charity 25% of that remaining 800. So they would get $200, and they would also have the ability, if they wanted to just forward that 200 to the charity of that won for them, or they can keep the 200. That's fine. Everybody will be different. And then the 10 people say that voted for that charity will split up the remaining 600. So they will get a $60 bonus for voting for the right charity. And folks, we really believe that this is going to create a lot of goodwill. It's going to attract a lot of people that might be hesitant to jump into crypto, but they want to help their charity. And when they really realize that they can come in and tell their friends at church, or tell the people from their organization about this cryptocurrency project that is cutting checks for 5, 10 grand to these charities, because as we grow, as the number of holders grow, these reward pools should grow too. So I foresee a day where we're cutting checks to people for 10, 15, $25,000 going to some amazing charities. And that's kind of the other aspect of the dual pronged utility of our token. And once again, Kevin, I'll let you chime in while I catch my breath. And if there's anything that you want to add to that, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's awesome, Brad. Again, anytime you can do something for somebody else, even better. And to have a project like this that we can also reward nonprofits, think about the reach that that could have. And again, you're right. There are a lot of people that don't know anything about crypto. I used to be one of those guys. I think we all used to be one of those guys. Didn't know anything about it. Just had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. Man, can't you lose all your money in crypto? Well, you can lose all your money in anything in life. More and more people are starting to understand that this is the future. I mean, we hadn't even scratched the surface yet of where this is going to go. There are a lot of people out there, like I said, that would love to know more about this, and this might be the piece that brings them on board with the charities. So I love that with the nonprofits, charities. I love being able to support them, and I love the fact that we can help other people as well as helping ourselves. So I know a lot of people are curious, and maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse, but Brad, when can we ape in on some of these tokens, and do we know what the starting price is going to be? Is it too soon to talk about that?
No, absolutely not. I got just a couple quick things that I want to go over with, and then, folks, I will get to that part. I know that's what you're all excited about, but I just want to give a shout out to all of you that are here. And in line with what Kevin was saying, I know that there's a few of you watching this Zoom right now that are relatively new to crypto. And one of the things that I love about this project is we're going to be able to onboard a lot of people into crypto. And I wanted to make an announcement. I don't think Mike Dwyer was able to get onto the Zoom tonight, but I've got an incredible gentleman that I met through another cryptocurrency project that is just an absolute expert teacher when it comes to helping people learn the basics about crypto. So starting next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so the same time that we just started tonight, starting next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a 1 hour Zoom for all of you that are new to crypto and you're wondering, hey, how do I set up my Coinbase account? What in the world is a MetaMask? What is he talking about? He might as well be talking Chinese. We're going to show you how to take your money from Coinbase, create a MetaMask wallet, and get the funds transferred to it, and then how to get those funds into the right network, the Binance Smart Chain network, so that you actually are ready to buy this token when it launches. And we're going to do those trainings for the next several weeks straight. So you're going to have an opportunity, if you're brand new to crypto, to learn some incredibly valuable skills that can potentially make you millions and millions and millions of dollars just by knowing those, whether you ever invest one penny into an Infinite Agape token or not. So excited about that. And now, so the big announcement, we are going to launch the token. Everything looks like it is lining up for the 25th of May. So 10 days, folks. You've got a little bit of time to get some money over to the proper place so that you're ready to buy this token. This is what we call a fair launch token, folks. So some projects go out and raise millions and millions of dollars, have hundreds of people that own the token before it ever even launches. We have a very small group of friends and family people that have helped us with all of the expenses to get this launched. We haven't raised any money private sale wise. And when you guys are going to have an opportunity to buy this token at 0.001 cent. So a tenth of 1 cent this token is going to launch at, and everybody is going to have the ability to buy it at the same time. We're literally going to let you know on the 24th that it's official, that 25th is the day. We're not going to let the exact time slip because we want it to be fair. We want you to all have a chance to get it. We don't want people sitting on their computer with their mouse in hand, ready to go. But on the 25th, the goal is to turn the contract on, blast it out into the Telegram group. So that's something important that we're going to do here, folks. We want to make sure that you know how to get into our Infinite Agape Telegram group. That's going to be one of the best places to stay up to date. But we're going to blast it out to the Telegram group that it's live, that you can buy it. I'm going to do an emergency live stream on the YouTube channel. And we're going to have a few hundred people that are excited to jump in and get these tokens so that they can be a part of the very first nominating and voting rewards pool.
That's awesome, Brad. I can't wait. Again, being a part of something in the very beginning stages is where it's at. We all know that. We've all dreamed of knowing a big project that's coming and being able to get in when it first comes out. You guys are going to have that opportunity. because of what Brad's done over the last few years with his infinite crypto space. So again, so grateful that you guys are here. A lot more information is going to be coming out over the next few days. Mike Dwyer is an incredible asset to have on this team. I've worked with him with this other project, and the guy is amazing, world class. Heart is what I see here with Infinite Agape. It's heart. And we've got some amazing people that are part of this team. Obviously, Brad and Deanna, the founders, have huge hearts, servant leadership hearts. I see Jeff Atkins up on the screen. Extremely excited to see our good friend Jeff. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for Jeff, we probably even wouldn't all even be here. I think
That's for sure.
I met Brad and I met Jeff about the same time, and I developed relationships with both, and it's come full circle over the past 7, 8 years. It's wonderful when you meet people that you've got something in common with, that you know's got a great heart, people that you want to be in business with. And that's what I love about this. Again, just another thing I love about this. We've got a great community here. We've got the right heart. There's nobody here that wants to rug pull. We've got those of you that get in now, again, yes, it's wonderful to make a lot of money, but this is one of those projects where you're not going to want to get in and cash out right away. I mean, I'm not, we can't tell anybody how to do it, but this token is going to come out. It's going to come out at an incredible price. It is going to go up multiple X's. I feel, I mean, obviously we can't predict the future, but we've all been a part of startups before. If you've got the right people behind it, and you've got the right energy, you've got the right heart, you've got the right utility. When you have those in place and you've got a great community, there's no reason in the world this can't be ultra successful. And we're going to be in on the ground floor. So very grateful for that. Looking forward to the launch, Brad. Can't wait. And anything you need from me, you know I'm here to help in any way that I can. Excited about Mike Dwyer. Looking forward to seeing him help a lot of people. Because again, there's a lot of people that don't even know what a wallet is. I mean, I remember when I didn't know what a wallet was. And not only that, but we're also going to have some incredible, incredible people here to help you not make some of the mistakes that we've made. And we're gonna be able to talk about that, how important it is to keep your private keys safe and not let anybody have those. We're gonna share all this information with you because we don't want to see anybody make a mistake, or anybody lose their accounts because they didn't know what to do or what not to do. So we're going to have a great team here, great people, great support. Again, Mike Dwyer is going to be a key to helping you guys get the information that you need to set up your wallets and make sure you're locked and loaded, ready to go. So back to you, Brad.
Awesome, man. Thank you for that. If you could, I just threw the link to the Telegram in the chat. So everybody that's looking at the chat, that link will hyperlink you right to our Telegram group. William, if you could throw the link to our Twitter account in the chat, that would be great. Those are the two places to really keep up with all the announcements and everything that we're doing. We're also going to be doing some giveaways, folks. If you're in the Telegram channel, we've got a developer that is creating a referral bot. We're going to have that into the Telegram group very soon. And we're going to be giving away $777 worth of Agape tokens to those of you that are in the Telegram group and that are referring people and inviting people to join us in the Telegram group and take a look at this incredible project. We haven't decided how to split that up. It's probably going to be amongst the top 3 to 5 people that refer the most people into the Telegram group. I also would encourage you, if you go to our Twitter and go to the pinned message, and you will, I guess we're going to have to create a new Twitter post, because technically the Twitter post that everybody was sharing up until now was actually the one that was sharing this meeting. So we'll get a new post up there in the very near future. If you share that post and tag 3 of your friends in it, you're going to be eligible to win an airdrop that we're going to be doing. We're trying to figure out the exact amount and how many people are going to win, but I promise you that it's going to be fun, and that if you win some of these tokens, you're going to be excited about it. So we want to make sure that you guys are rewarded for all of your hard effort and participation. We don't expect you to just be, coming in here and supporting the project for free. We want to make sure that you guys, really appreciate everything that we do in return for all of your love and support. So, if you don't have a Telegram channel, go get one. Go get a Telegram account. Super easy to download. Same thing with Twitter. I know a lot of people don't have Twitter, but it's a pretty important part of cryptocurrency and keeping things up. So pretty easy to create an account. And then on that note, I'm getting a little bit discombobulated. I'm getting ahead of myself. I know I know what it was. So Jeff asked a great question here in the chat. Jeff says, can you highlight the opportunity to buy the winning project's token prior to the Agape's purchase? And so that is another cool aspect of being a part of this community. So the nomination period, folks, let's just say that it ends at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And now you have a 48-hour voting window to vote on those projects. So at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, the winner is announced. Well, we don't actually go buy the $4,000 worth of the tokens on Pancake Swap or wherever we go to buy them for 1 hour. So it basically gives our whole community an opportunity to go buy that project's tokens, knowing that a big $4,000 or $5,000 buy is going to be hitting the charts in an hour. And so I know a few people are going to be able to take advantage of that for sure, where you can buy something at 4 p.m. and sell it at 5 p.m. and maybe pick up a 10, 15, 20% gain. It'll be different for every project. But let's say that a token wins that only has $150,000, $250,000 market cap. You go buy $4,000 worth of that token in one purchase, you might move the needle 20 or 30% for a smaller cap project. So that's another way that you can benefit from being a part of this community and knowing what the winning token was. And so just another cool way to kind of make some money with the ecosystem. So at this point, guys, I'm sure that some of you have some questions. I ask that you be respectful and let's go one at a time. So why don't you do me a favor? There's an option down at the bottom where you can raise your hand. If you've got a question, raise your hand. I'll call on you. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. And we would love to kind of get into any of the details, any of the questions that any of you might have. So this is your opportunity, folks. If you've got any questions, please hop on and ask them now.
And don't be bashful, guys. Again, this is a community of just great heart. And I know Brad, I know Deanna, I know Jeff, I know Mike. I'm going to get to know William, I'm sure, over the next little bit.
Yep.
And we're here to help. If you've got any questions at all, now's your opportunity. And you can always, shoot some DMs our way too. Some people just don't like speaking in front of others, but we're here. We want this to be a wonderful project. We're so glad that you guys are involved, and we can't wait to see where this is going to go in the next few weeks. So anybody, just raise your hand. There's a button down, like Brad said, down at the bottom of the screen. Just click on raise your hand, and we'll be more than happy to answer and address any questions that you might have. We can also check the chat too.
All right. Jeff
Don't
saying
see the option. Okay, just real quick, guys. Down at the bottom, there's where it says react down in your toolbar. You'll see participants chat. It says react. It's like a white outlined heart. If you'll click that react button, right in that box that pops up, you'll see one that says raise your hand. And it'll look like that on your screen. You'll be able to raise your hand, and we'll call on anybody that's got a question. It looks like David Bass. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to you, Brad.
Awesome, man. David, welcome to the Zoom tonight. Thank you for being here. What question do you have?
Well, I see. I got into the Telegram group. I invited 9 people. So what's a little promo? If I refer 10 or 20 or 30, I should be able to qualify to get something going, right?
Yeah, Telegram? Absolutely. Feel free to DM me. I'm in the Telegram group, and appreciate you getting rolling on all of that before we ever even created the referral bot. What we'll probably do is we're going to want everybody to create a referral bot link. And so when the referral bot goes live, we'll let you go in and create your referral link. And then you can just give that link to those 9 people and have them create their referral link through your link. And that way you get to count those 9 people.
Right. Now you're talking about MetaMask. I'm familiar with that. And you're going to launch with the Phantom wallet also, or what exchange? I mean, how's it going to be connected to the Agape Infinite Agape token? what kind of connections will be on May 25th? Is it going to be a connection to a platform just to say take money from MetaMask and make the purchase?
Yeah, so we're going to have our liquidity pool is going to be on PancakeSwap, which is
Pancake swap. Yep.
the number one
Yep.
DEX
Yep.
on the Binance
Yep.
Smart Chain. In fact, I don't even think there really is a number two. But yeah, the liquidity will be on PancakeSwap. You'll be able to buy the tokens right through your MetaMask wallet, your Trust wallet, I believe. Mike was also going to share with people how to do a Rabbi wallet. So you'll have a few different options. But if you're familiar with MetaMask, that's the route that I would go.
Yep, I am. It's good. Yep, and I also sent a message on your website, saying like who I am and what I'm doing. I won't say it here, but pretty well connected in crypto. Not nearly as smart as you guys, but I'm connected enough to say I've got some, I'm earning some, and it's working good. And I like Agape. I like the name, and I like your beliefs. And we're in the same page. We're equally yoked on some things. And I've got one tremendous ministry that I like to bring up when I qualify to be in that voting. Okay, I'll be able to vote, I believe. So great,
Man, I
great
love
guy.
that.
Yep, he's helped 6 million. He's been in front of 6 million kids, and from 6,000 gymnasiums in 40 years, and teaches against bullying in schools and teen suicide. But he's also a pastor, so he's helped 100,000 kids know the Lord since 9/11. So a great cause. Just
Man, that sounds like something that I can definitely get behind. So, Dave,
Yep.
David, please DM me on Telegram.
Yep.
Let's connect. Let's get to know each other.
Great, sounds great. Thank you for all you do. Thank you.
You bet, man. Have a fantastic night.
That's awesome, David. Let me just jump in real quick. Again, guys, this is one of the things that's going to really help set us apart is the giving aspect, and especially with the nonprofit. So there are going to be a lot of organizations. Every organization out there is looking for ways to raise money, unless of course you're Bill and Melinda Gates and you're the one giving all the money away to other people. Which, hey, throw some our way. Infinite Agape can do a lot with that kind of backing, but this is going to open up a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of organizations that are looking to be raising funds. I've got a foundation called the Wishlist Foundation in conjunction with my movie. We've talked about that at some point. I'd like to be able to nominate that as we get on down the road. There are going to be a lot of great organizations with great heart-centered people that are going to see this platform, they're going to see this project, they're going to want to get involved in here. And I can see this thing going, I can see it going big for a long time. And we're all here brand new, bright and early. This is the first Zoom that you've had, Brad, and we're very grateful for those of you that are here. Again, this is a project you're going to be proud to be a part of for a long time. So back to you, Brad.
Man, thank you. And I just want to, thank everybody on my team, William and my son Joshua, who wasn't able to be on the Zoom. And once again, my incredible wife, and you, Kevin. And, Jeff Adkins is silently in the background, been some incredible support. He's taught me some things about how to launch a project that saved me years and tens of thousands of dollars. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you. And William asked me a great question today, and I want to reiterate what he asked me and give you the answer. He said, well, if I'm talking to my friends or I'm talking to somebody from our church, and they say, well, why don't I just go donate the $77 or donate the $777 directly to the church? Why would I want to go buy this Infinite Agape token instead of doing that? And so my reply to him was, if you go give $777 to the church, that's amazing. And if you want to do that, fantastic. But if you buy the $777 worth of tokens, you can nominate the church multiple times. And because it's a crowdfunding, instead of you just giving 777, when the church wins, if it wins, they might get $4 or $5 or $10 or $20,000. And guess what? Something I want to make very clear, because there are some people that have misunderstood. Folks, the voting mechanism and the nomination mechanism are 1,000% free. Totally free. It doesn't cost you one token to vote or nominate. The wallet just simply connects to our DApp on the website and verifies that you have enough. and to allow you to nominate or allow you to vote, but you're not losing any of your tokens. So if you own that 777, you get to vote on a project every 2 weeks. You get to vote on a charity every 2 weeks for as long as this thing goes, which is hopefully going to be years and decades. So you get a lot more value in a lot of ways by owning the tokens and nominating and voting than you would even by just directly giving to the charity. Does that make sense, Kevin?
It makes sense. And again, when you can get a little piece for helping others, great. I mean, if you want to go give, great. There's a lot of people, Brad, that aren't in a position to just go give all the time. But if you can do it in conjunction with something that's also got the opportunity to put a little bit back in your pocket, that's just a win-win. I love it. I love that. And yeah, there are a lot of people that are gonna want to go and just give, but there's also a lot of people out there that need a little bit of a push, hey,
Yep.
if you do this, you have an opportunity for this, this, and this as well. So it's just a win-win. The more you can be a win-win, the better.
Absolutely. And obviously, for those that are investors, the other obvious perk is that your 777 isn't just gone like it would be if you gave it to the church. You actually own those tokens, have that value, which theoretically could go up. If what we're doing catches fire, if the projects like what we're doing, if the charities like what we're doing, and we build, we continue to build this community. The fact of the matter is price versus demand. If there's a lot of people coming in wanting to buy our tokens, there's a relatively good chance that we could see some price appreciation too. So not only do they, I love that saying, making a living while making a difference. So you have a chance by investing in the tokens to make a living, to make some for you, but it's also making an incredible difference in a lot of other people's lives. So, with that, folks, I don't see any more hands raised. Definitely open to staying here for as long as it takes to get everybody's questions answered. But at the same time, if nobody has any questions, you guys are probably ready. If you're on the West Coast, you're ready to go have dinner. If you're on the East Coast, you're ready to maybe think about unwinding and go to sleep. So I won't keep you any longer. Oh, here we go. You guys, I see some people. What is the purpose of Agape? And what is your plan for the future so that Agape will be a valuable token for the long term? Great question, Dan, Venom. So it looks like people are a little bit bashful when it comes to actually talking. That's okay. So Venom, that's a great question. And, really in the first part of this Zoom, that's what I tried to explain. The value is that as we go, let's just say that when we launch, we end up with a couple hundred people that buy the token. And now we have that nomination period and the voting period. Well, all of those tokens that got nominated and are getting voted on are now getting 200 sets of cryptocurrency investor eyeballs on their project. And then the winning project is getting the free time on my YouTube channel, putting tens of thousands of more eyes on their project. And so that is the utility, is we're helping the projects. And part of the goal is I would hope that if you own the tokens and you're nominating a token, that you're going to want to try to nominate a token that you really believe has good potential. And so when we've got 200 people, nominating and voting on these tokens, the cream's going to rise to the crop. And so there's a very high potential that if you just take the winning token every 2 weeks and add that to your portfolio, that could theoretically be a huge win for you if the people that are nominating these tokens are really putting some effort into nominating quality projects. I mean, you're obviously open and able to nominate any project that you would choose, but I would certainly hope that you guys are nominating projects that you really love, that you believe deserve to get the spotlight. And that's the main utility from that aspect. The charity is kind of icing on the cake, where we're giving back, we're doing good, but we do believe that that charity aspect is going to get us a lot of holders and a lot of people that are interested in our project that wouldn't necessarily have any interest in crypto. David Bass, who was here, sounds like he has some interest in crypto, but you saw all he talked about the whole time he was on there was about the charity. and about how he can't wait to nominate that charity and potentially see it get this $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000 check, and that's going to appeal to a lot of people. So that's the utility in a nutshell. Daniel says, what measures are we putting in to maintaining a long-term credible project? So Daniel, is this the same Daniel that's got his hand raised? If it's you, feel free to unmute and ask your question in person too. Are you there, Daniel?
Yeah. Good
Hey,
day.
Daniel. Welcome to the Zoom, man. Thank you for being here.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I was asking on what measures we're putting in on maintaining a long credible project, because I know for cryptocurrency it's how long it's gonna last. So measures are gonna be put in place on maintaining the credibility and longevity of the project.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the reasons that we think that this has some possibility to really grow and gain some momentum is if you own $777 worth of the tokens, and that allows you to nominate a project and potentially win a $500 prize. And then most people probably vote for the project that they nominate. So in that case, they would get a percentage of that airdrop. There's no reason that most people are going to want to sell their tokens. They're going to want to hold the tokens so that they have the ability to nominate every 2 weeks. They're not going to just come in, nominate a project once, and then sell their tokens and forget about the project. Same thing for the people that own the $77. They get to vote every 2 weeks and have the possibility of winning, a several $100 airdrop in these tokens every 2 weeks. And then on top of that, Daniel, there is also a 1% tax that is going to go to the marketing budget. And so we're going to be taking that 1% and using it very strategically to get on good Twitter spaces, to get on other good influencers channels that actually get results. One of the things that I mentioned, like we have the home court advantage. I know a lot of influencers that aren't worth the money, but I also know some influencers that are worth every penny and more. And because I have relationships with a lot of these folks, it's going to be a natural thing for them to have me on their channel and introduce me to their communities. We're getting ready. Bitcoin Las Vegas 2025 is happening May 27th, 8th, and 9th. We just spent several $1,000s on merchandise. We're going to be handing out shirts, stickers, buttons. We're basically going to take that, convention center by storm. And by the time that 3 days is over, everybody that's there is going to have heard about the Infinite Agape token and this incredible project. We're even going to have a QR code where they can scan it on their phone and it takes them right to Pancake Swap where they can buy tokens. So hopefully that answered your question. I really appreciate you being here and asking the question. Hey, Mr. Dave P, man, welcome, brother. Hope you are doing fantastic tonight. Thank you for being here. Dave is one of the OGs of the channel. He's on every single live stream and just an incredible part of our community. So thank you for taking the time to be here tonight, Dave. And what question do you have, my friend?
Thank you very much, Brad. I just had a quick question about the vesting. I think you went over it once, but if you could maybe hit that one more time, I'd appreciate that.
There will not be any vesting for those of you. Once the token goes live, you're going to be able to just buy the token and have 100% liquidity.
Gotcha. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Yep,
And I would like to, let me add something real quick, Brad. So getting back to the voting and to the nomination, to nominate, you need $777 worth of Infinite Agape to nominate. But to vote, you just need $77 worth. So there's actually going to be two winners. The person that nominates the project, if that project is the project that we wind up voting on. And the way that happens, I believe, Brad, is that the nominated projects will show up in the website or on Telegram, and we'll be able to see those, and then we'll be able to go in and vote. If the one that gets nominated wins, the person that had the $777 that was able to nominate that project, if that project is the one that gets the most votes, that person's going to win $500 for nominating. And obviously, he probably voted for with his $77 that he had. Again, you don't have to spend it, you just have to have it. We don't want anybody coming over here and winning potentially hundreds of dollars that don't even hold the token. So obviously, we want to create some sort of an incentive for people to want to have the tokens. So again, $777 to nominate, $77 worth of the token to vote. And if you're one of the winning voters, and I've been a part of a project like this, and I actually won. And so another reason that you guys can trust this is because we also understand about energy. You can't go out and cheat people and expect to have long-term success. You just can't. Brad's been working his butt off for years. I was there when he first launched that YouTube channel, when he got his first 10 subscribers. I think I was number 10. And to see it now closing in on 300,000, Brad is not going to jeopardize his reputation and all of his hard work. And most importantly, he's not going to betray his heart, because when you do things like that, you attract an energy back on your project that will just explode it. We don't want to put any kind of energy like that into this project from day one. We want this to be all about truth, love, and light, and opportunity, and goodwill, and actually doing something good. And he's worked so hard to get to this point. I've been right there and seen all the ups and downs through everything he's been through. I've been through it. I know Jeff's been through it. We've all been through it. But to find something like this that we can hang our hat on, that we know they're going to do the right things and we're going to have a wonderful community to be a part of, this is what we're trying to build here. This is why we're glad you're here. Again, there's no guarantees in life, guys, but when you go in the right mindset, with the right heart, doing the right things the right way, and you've got a great group of people that can advise you. When you do that, you're setting yourself up for success. Nobody wants to be a part of rug pulls. We've all been a part of them. Nobody wants to be a part of that. We don't want to have anything like that here. Again, there's no guarantees, but we know what we are not going to do. And we know
absolutely, guys. Absolutely. That's another thing. Like, we're going to be locking the liquidity. So for any of you that were worried about that, we're locking the liquidity for at least 2 years. And you know, we are definitely committed to the long-term, you know, viability of this project. You know, I've been wanting to launch a cryptocurrency project, as Kevin, you know, we talked about it for a few years now, and I was 1000% against launching something that didn't need to be launched. I wasn't going to just create an infinite crypto community token that really didn't provide any value or have any reason to exist. And part of the reason that it took me this long to launch a project was because I hadn't come up with something that I really felt like needed to exist. It deserved to belong. And this I really do feel like does. And I'm incredibly proud of what we've come up with here. But folks, yeah, I definitely am not willing to trade my community, the love that you guys have for me, the integrity that I have for a buck. You know, of course, this is a for-profit business. Yeah, I'm excited. I look forward to the potential of it, and it could be very lucrative, but not at the expense of you guys, not at the expense of my reputation and everything that I believe. So, you know, we're doing everything that we can to show you guys that we are in it to win it, that we're in here for the long term. Another good question came in. Greg says, aside from charities, can you nominate, for example, a GoFundMe page that someone is needing money for? So that's a fantastic question. And the answer, Greg, is no. Unfortunately, you cannot do that. And it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, in order for this to really work legality-wise and tax-wise and every other-wise, we really need to be sending the money to, you know, charitable organizations that have the licenses. I can't think of the name of it right now.
501c3.
The 503c. They have to have that. The other thing too, unfortunately, is we would open ourselves up to scammer after scammer after scammer. There would be somebody creating a GoFundMe for somebody that was sick, It wouldn't even be a real person. And then they'd get, them and 50 of their friends come buy $77 worth of the tokens and vote for that and then split up the 4 or 5 or 10 grand. So in order to make sure that this money is going to places where it really deserves to go, unfortunately, that's not going to be an option. I know there are a lot of hurting people out there. And if there was some way to vet it and some way to really make sure it was going to the right places, that would be wonderful, but it's just not possible.
That's great information right there, and so true, Brad. I see Mr. Jeff Atkins up there with his hand that needs a little tan on it. How you doing there, Jeff?
I need to get out in the sun more. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, Jeff. For those of you guys that don't know it, Jeff and I are just, almost like twin brothers from another mother. We're not related at all, but we sure could be.
Brad, I just want to thank you so much for what you're putting together here. And I know your heart's in the right place, and I think that if people stick around long enough, they're gonna get to know the same Brad that we all know and love. But I think that a lot of people, the very first thoughts that go through people's minds is what's in it for me, right? And I've been in crypto since 2017, and a much different landscape at that time. I could research, every project that came on my radar. I could spend the time to look into it and find out, what it was about, what the differences between Ethereum or Litecoin or Bitcoin or whatever it was. But today the landscape is just so crowded. It is a needle in a haystack to find a good project. And there's so many different definitions on what constitutes a good project. But I just don't have there's not enough hours in a day for any one person to research and find, what projects are worthwhile. And the big thing here is community. It's the wisdom of the herd, all of us together, for as big as what we can grow to be. I'm sure thousands, if not tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of people could, potentially join. And people are going to have, different information on great projects that's just that none of us would find out about doing our own research. And so the first thing is that'll be able to be nominated, and then we can now have a short list of projects that we can actually do our own homework on and look into and say, hey, oh wow, that's a great project, let me put 50 there. That project, I'm going to put 100 there. This I'm going to put 50 in all of them, whatever it is. And one of those projects is going to win, right? One of those projects is going to receive the gift of what Agape is going to purchase. So it's kind of like a trifecta. We're gaining the information as a community. The projects are getting the spotlight shown on them, and then we get to give back. We get to give back to a great organization that we all collectively to vote on and decide who gets that gift of love from the community. So I just think it's just a great concept all around. Tickles all the right emotions, for me, and I'm just excited to be here and look forward to being part of it for as long many years to come.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for that. And I noticed, hey, I'll get right to you, Scotty, but I just noticed that Ruwaid Zaffer, you had your hand up a minute ago when Jeff was talking, and then you took it down. So don't be shy, man. If you have a question, we would love to hear from you. So Ruwaid Zaffer, if you really want to ask a question, please unmute your mic and go for it right now.
Hey, Brad. I love the concept. My name is Ruwaid Zaffer. Yeah, I'm all in, and I heard great things about you. And yeah, I think we're gonna be a pretty big project. I had an idea. Have you thought about, like, when we're eventually at 1 million or 2 million market cap, maybe instead of just one project winning, maybe we can have like second or third place, and that way we can get like more smaller communities to join us. And they're like, maybe we're not big enough to win, but we can maybe get second place or third place. And that way we can get like more communities to join us. Just an idea.
That's fantastic. I love that,
This
Roy.
is
That's
exactly what we're
Wisdom
talking
of the
about. The
herd.
power of the community. What an incredible idea. Like I
yeah.
saw Jeff nod his head. I see Scotty over there nod his head. Kevin, like, why didn't any of us dummies think of that? That is an awesome idea. And I think that that is a great idea. That's something that we're going to talk about as a team. And you might very, very well see that get implemented. I can't think of any real good reason not to do something like that. So thank you very much for bringing that to our consciousness. Appreciate that.
Yes, especially as we grow,
Awesome.
and there's more and more, more and more transactions, more and more that tax goes into that pool. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, yes, it would be wonderful to win $5,000, but if you've got 100 people, winning 50, that's 100 people that are going to talk about they won $50 instead of one person that went out and said they won 5,000. Again, yeah, those big numbers, they'll drive up the lottery ticket purchases. When you see that Powerball get up there, that's about the only time I ever go buy it is when it gets way up there. But to have something like this, knowing that it's a win-win for everybody is wonderful. I would love to see that happen too, Brad. As we get bigger, have second, third, maybe even top five.
Awesome, man. How did you hear about us, Ruwal?
Oh, from a lot of guys who watch your channel.
Okay.
You have a pretty big channel. So they like sent me your links and I watched your last live stream. It was pretty awesome. And I was like, I heard you're a very genuine person, and after joining this, I've heard nothing but good things about you. So yeah, I'm all in. Anything you
Wonderful,
need from
man.
me, like I know a lot of people in the space too. Any way I can help, I'm down.
Sure, man. I would love that. Go ahead and DM me. I would love to DM me on Telegram. I'd love to connect with you and see what we can make happen. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Awesome, Scotty B greatness. How you doing, brother?
Hey there, brother. Doing great. It is so awesome to be here. Great evening to everybody out there. And I just feel so honored to be here. It's interesting. I first learned about this industry from Jeff. Jeff is like my number one mentor in this industry. He's the first and still the one I've learned by far more than anybody I know in the industry. And when Jeff was mentioning something to me about this, that right there is enough for me to take a look. When I heard Kevin B. Weldon was involved, I know the heart and the passion that he brings to a project, and he won't touch a project unless he believes in it. Like all of us, sometimes they win, sometimes they don't, but I know he won't even touch anything unless there's serious belief in his heart as well. And Brad, as we've getting a chance to know each other as well, I had no idea you had the channel that you had. And I was just getting to know you as a person. And then I was like, wow, I was like super impressed to see that you had that. And I think bringing it back here, the thing that touches my heart the most is this. I'm very new to this industry, and even though I can talk to a certain level with people, which amazes me sometimes, there's some people I meet and they're so accomplished in what they do, and I've had success in my areas as well. But then when I'm talking to them, they're kind of looking at me like an expert, and I'm like first grade when it comes to, I haven't even made it to high school yet, The interesting thing is we all know that it seems like the general feel is permeating around the world that this industry is valid and it's going to be here. It's not going away. And I think we're getting ready to kind of jump that fence. And so we have masses out there. And when I heard this, when I was talking with you, Brad, and with Jeff, the thing that came to my heart right away was all the people that have heard the great stories of success, but they've heard of all the bad things and they're afraid. They're scared. It's a new language. Mining. What do you mean mining? But it's a virtual coin, I mean, people think mining in the ground. So I'm just thinking of the masses. What a great way if somebody said, well, I just don't want to lose any money. You say, well, great. Do you have $10? Do you have $50? You got $100. Here's a great way, not only to kind of get your feet wet, but start learning, because every 2 weeks, there's going to be a new project they see. At the same time, the underlying contribution side of this is ingrained in it. So they know it's for a great cause across the board. But this is a way where somebody doesn't have to go take $100, put it in Bitcoin and sit there and wait. They could spread it out over, by each winner, by $10 of each winner, $5, $100, whatever it is for that individual. But what a great way to start getting a portfolio and watch as they go up, watch as they go down, listen, they'll be in the community. They can ask questions in a safe haven. The value that they can have here, it's like going to Harvard for an education in crypto for the price of owning some of the coin and playing the game. So I think the benefits for this to me, when Kevin, I think you were talking about the masses and the numbers, when we take a look at the potential to have millions of people in here, they may not be the big whales, the big players, and if they come, that's great. But I'd much rather have millions of people that are just doing a little bit and learning along the way. And then I guess on the other side, the odds side of me, the number side, the odds are if we have a community voting and every 2 weeks there's one that wins, there's a whole lot of people that know a whole lot more than me. There's a reason why they voted for that. I'm definitely taking some position. Make no mistake, and as I was talking to Jeff yesterday, I'll probably take even smaller position in 2, 3, 4, 5, just because if they made it in the top 5, there's probably a good chance there's some validity. So I guess in summation, I see this as a project for the masses. They may not have the connection to somebody with a big firm. They may not have tons of money, but instead of just putting the little they have into one and trying to watch what happens, spread it out, learn so much more, plug into a community where they got a safe haven. And at the bottom line of it is they know they're making a contribution to charities that are vetted where the money's really making a difference. So I just see something beautiful that's going to help transition the industry in a way that I can't think of anything else I've seen that can do what we can do here.
Awesome, man. Thank you there very much for coming on and saying all of that. Such great insight. And, once again, this community is nothing without all of you surrounding me. And I've just been lucky, blessed to be surrounded by incredible people. So thank you, Scotty. I know we haven't known each other for a long time, but I can tell we are going to become great friends as time goes on.
I'd like to jump in real quick too, because I know Scotty B. Merker. Scotty, I call him Scotty BEA Beautiful Merker, because he's just one of those beautiful light of love human beings. We're bringing that caliber of people to this community. We want to create something wonderful, something beautiful, and that's what we're doing here. So we're so glad that you guys are a part of this, and wherever the ladies are, hopefully we're going to have some ladies in here. Otherwise, we're going to put Deanna on the spotlight and get her to bring the ladies in. But again, I've known Scotty for quite a few years, and you don't attract people like this if you're a loser. And listen, I don't mean this in a derogatory bad way. I'm just saying if you make bad decisions, if you're not in it for the right reasons, you will attract those types of people into your life, and you'll see those projects come and go. But when you've got a great heart, you bring wonderful people into your life. And over the years, man, I have met some wonderful people, and I'm so grateful. Jeff Atkins, Scotty Merker, you, Brad Varnell. We met through other projects. The projects may not have panned out, but we didn't have any say in those projects. And I remember for the past 3 or 4 years, I've made it very clear to Scotty, to Jeff, to Brad, to several of my close friends that, I've got to truly believe in something or I'm not going to get involved. It's got to have heart. If it doesn't have heart, I don't, it's not that I think I'm too good. I just don't want to be in that energy. I want to be in an energy of love and light and truth and good. And that's what we're going to do here. Everything that we do, it's going to be done for the right reasons. And I'm not an owner in this project. I'm just helping. I'm part of the advisory board, but I know Brad, I know Jeff, I know Scotty, I know the people that are making the decisions here. We're going to make the right decisions for the right reasons for the overall good of everybody. And so if you're looking for a community, you've found it. This is going to be a wonderful place that you can learn and grow and make some money, but be a part of something special. So again, so great to see you, Scotty B and Jeff, and Mike Dwyer is going to be a massive addition. So glad that he's going to be a part of this, Brad. So I'm just going to throw it back to you and let you wrap it up, sir.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. We want to be respectful of your time. We told you it would be about an hour and we're just over. So I don't see any more hands raised. So I'm going to assume that everybody that was here got their questions answered. And I just look forward to connecting with you in the Telegram group. Come say hi and follow us on Twitter once again. But really, that Telegram group, can't wait to meet all of you that joined the Telegram group after seeing this Zoom tonight. And then, we will get all of the details out for the next event, which is going to be at 6 p.m. Tuesday night, where we're going to go over, if you have any questions about how to create the wallets and to get funds to the right wallet so you can buy these tokens on the 25th. We're going to answer those questions on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll get all of those details out to you. Let me see. Yeah, that would still be the week before the week before Bitcoin, right? We still got a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. So next Thursday, I'll double check with Kevin and make sure he could be here. But I think we would love to do this again next Thursday and give all of you that were here a chance to come listen to it again and give yourself a chance to invite some of your friends or family or people that you care about. It may or may not be for them, but at least give them the opportunity to make their own decision. So we would love it. We'll do this again next week at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time again. Come back out, hear some more. By then you might have some more questions, and then hopefully we fill this thing up, with double the people. If we all just go invite one more person, we can double this Zoom by next week, if that sounds good to everybody.
I might be a little extra excited next Thursday, Brad, because I will be in Los Angeles meeting with the production company for my movie, and I'm going out there to sign the contract. That meeting is at 12 o'clock Pacific time next Thursday. I should be done by the time we get ready to rock and roll and have some. I'm going to be in an extremely
Good mood.
great place because of that. Glenn Morshower is going to be going out there with me. Glenn is going to be playing the role of Sam Showalter. And you guys will hear a lot more about my movie, The Wish List, that will be coming out for Christmas of 2026. And I'm already thinking of how holders of Agape will have some sort of a benefit. Maybe they may be able to purchase movie tickets or premiere. We're going to have events leading up to the release, private showings. We may incorporate some sort of a giveaway in amongst the Infinite Agape holders around the movie The Wish List. And again, it's got a 501c3 attached to it, the Wish List Foundation, that I will be nominating in the future to go to help kids that won't get a Christmas. So again, just a wonderful place. So glad to be here. And I'm really going to be excited about next Thursday. If anything comes up, if they've got me off on a meeting or something, Brad, I'll give you plenty of heads up, but I plan on being here at 6 o'clock next Thursday to join in on the festivities with you.
Sounds good, Kevin. I'm going to be here no matter what. And if Kevin can't make it, we'll still have a great meeting. But I hope that we get to see you next Tuesday or next Thursday, Kev, and that you've got some phenomenal news for us. That's going to be exciting. So with that, once again, thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for coming out and listening to us tonight, for being a part of this. We love you all. God bless you.
Brad,
Yes,
hold on real quick. I can't make any guarantees, but if I'm with Glenn next Thursday, which I will be, depending on what his schedule's like after that meeting's over, I might see if I can't get him to pop in there and say hello. You guys will recognize Glenn Morshower. He's been in almost 300 movies and television shows. He played the role of Agent Aaron Pierce in the series 24 with Kiefer Sutherland.
Okay.
For 8 years. He's in all the Transformer movies. Listen, Glenn is in the Call of Duty video games.
That would be awesome, man.
He was talking about his global exposure is 10 times over everything else he's ever done in Hollywood, just with the Call of Duty, as far as global exposure. So great guy, wonderful human being, full of love and light. If it's at all possible, I'll see if I can't get Glenn to pop in and say a few words to everybody.
Sounds great, man. Looking forward to it. So everybody have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. And we will see you next Tuesday or Thursday.
Awesome.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.